We will begin. Ladies, I love this film. It was absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to see it again.
Thank you.
When you were both first pitched the idea by John, I mean, it must have sounded like the most wonderful job you guys could have ever imagined to get. I can imagine making it was such a joy every single day when you went to set.
Absolutely.
He also made it consecutively, you know. Very rarely are films shot consecutively, but they did, didn't they? They started at the beginning. I left it for some weeks and returned. Now, that's very unusual.
you
but
did.
So you really felt that the arc of the film was, you know... And then, of course, they had to go into the computers and make what they had to make. But I think it was, in that way, really a proper arc of a film, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember whenever I first got the chance to audition, I had no idea what the movie was about. I just knew it was John, so I said yes. But just from the moment that I found out that I got the job, he just took me along for the ride, and he showed me anything he could with like the first looks of Blue and Blossom and things like that. And this really was my dream project, and I had so much fun. I think it's one of the best experiences I've ever had, and will ever have, I think.
I think that's true.
One of the great things I think I've seen that John was on set kind of acting out a little bit these characters to give you a sense. Did that help you? Because otherwise you're acting against nothing, and sometimes that can be a bit frustrating, I guess.
I think so. I was really nervous, I know, at first, because I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, like, most of our call sheet wasn't there, so it was really interesting. But thankfully, for the ones that are in the movie a lot, like Blue, Blossom, Lewis, we had actors there because they had a lot of dialogue, so like we could play off of them. But for other ones like Allie and Cosmo, I know we had these like huge like puppet like stuffed animals, and John would grab them and like act like them, and it was really funny to watch.
Did John give you that it was going to be Phoebe doing the voice of the imaginary friend?
He came
kind of
and
brought you two
had,
back together again in some
But he
respects.
came to London, had dinner with Phoebe and I, and asked us both to do it. So we both knew that what we were in for. But I mean, as Cailey says, you know, he's so winning. You just want to go up Everest without oxygen with him. You know, you'll do anything for John, and because he has such a true vision. And he sent me that previous film, you know, The Quiet Place, which is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. And I had to watch it in the daytime. I was so scared.
I was scared too.
In that, you knew that this man is master of structure, and you know, you knew you were going to be in something that was much bigger than the sum of its parts, and the sum of its parts was pretty high. So we agreed. And then, you know, the set was very relaxed, and I think our job was to help him be relaxed in it. So we used to play Wordle, didn't we? We played Wordle off stage. So we always kept ourselves entertained when things were being set up, and then we would go in and do the scenes. So it was very familial, the whole thing.
Yeah. You got obviously John, and obviously Ryan's a big part of this as well. Is there any dirt on these two? Because I feel like these two guys are like always categorised as like two of the nicest guys in Hollywood. Do you have any dirt on them?
Yes,
or?
No
dirt.
Absolutely not. Not a chance.
Not even a little nugget.
The only thing I have is that they're too funny and they're too nice. Yeah. But oftentimes I would hold up the production because I could not stop laughing. I know, like, for If interviews, I'm pretty sure a few bloopers made it in the film because they probably didn't get enough of me keeping a straight face. What about you?
I think, well, we had good fun together.
Yeah, we did. I messed up a lot of takes with her too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything to do with the creatures really, except for one, which is Blossom. But I didn't know about that, so I didn't have to know about that. You had to deal with that. So it's a very strange. I mean, you need to keep that construction in your head really clearly, so John really holds the whole thing. So our scenes were really about setting up the previous history of that family, and I think he did that very well, because it's quite hard to do quite quickly, quite swiftly, but quite totally. Otherwise, you don't have that jumping off ground from which to go into that amazing, imaginative dream that you then have.
Yeah, there's a wonderful voice cast in this. I was going to ask you both, if you did or if you didn't have imaginary friends, do you have a particular actor or someone who you would have loved to do the voice of your own imaginary friend?
Oh, I've never been asked that. That's a great question. If I had an if, I don't know, who would voice your if? Do you have one?
Maggie Smith.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Who'd be probably quite cross on occasion. I think you're crazy what you're doing. Who's that?
I think I would want my if to be Zendaya in real life. I love her.
Yeah.
Do you know her? Zendaya? Yeah. Of course you do. She's beautiful.
Yeah, I think mine would have been Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is a little bit like Maggie Smith, isn't it? He probably would go, what are you talking about?
Ladies, I love the film. I can't wait to see it again.
Thank you
you so
so
much for your
much.
time.
Yeah.
Pleasure talking to you
can't
both.
wait to see it again either. I think it's
Me
going to be
too.
really...
It is wonderful.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
your time.
you.
Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys.